how to buy real estate on your credit card and how to become a real estate investor with just your credit card. That is today's unique topic on the Wholesale Daily Show. We want to show you some creative ways to become a real estate investor and leverage your credit card, and if you don't have cash in the bank, how to actually become a bona fide investor by just using your credit card with some creative methods that we've used in the past that I think you're going to enjoy. So my name's Dustin.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Corey.
We're the Wholesale Daily Show, bringing you real estate TV 5 days a week on wholesaling, fixing and flipping, and some tax liens and deeds in the mix as well. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe and the like button, as that would be greatly appreciated. All right, this is a fun topic. Here's why it's fun. There's so many limiting beliefs around getting into real estate and what it takes, and a lot of people have the old adage, it takes money to make money. That is definitely true in many regards, but if that has been the thing in your head that's holding you back, we want to kind of shatter that today and show you how to use your credit cards in your wallet to become a real estate investor or to start making money with real estate. I want to, we've mentioned this before, but one of the fun things about a foreclosure auction is a lot of the times they only want a deposit to go ahead and bid. And we've taken great advantage of this last year. What we do is we would find auctions where they would only want, say, $5,000 down. So an example would be we get a property, the bid on it is $100,000, maybe it's worth $150 or $180, and we win the bid. We've bid $100,000 on the property, and the specific county that we were in only required a $5,000 deposit and then payment within 30 days, 60 days?
Exactly, yeah.
So then payment within 30 to 60 days. And what this really allows you to do is you could put the deposit, you could use your credit card for that deposit, and then as long as it's a good deal, see the beauty of a good deal is it kind of speaks for itself. If you go to just a handful of any investors in, say, your local real estate group and say, hey, or even for that matter, a local real estate agent, say, I got this house, I'm buying it for $100K, the market value on it's going to be $150 to $180. I'm looking for an investor to come in. I'll do all the legwork. We can secure your name on the title of the property, and we'll split the profits 50-50. So that's one creative way for using your credit card to get into real estate. The second one is obviously tax lien investing. You can buy tax liens online with your credit card and be earning anywhere from 9 to 18% interest on your money. And Corey, what are some places where they could buy some tax liens today with their credit card?
Yeah, so if you want to buy it today, and let's assume that there's no sales open, because for instance, Arizona and Florida sales happen usually within the same time frame every year, which we're actually coming up on the Arizona one now. But if you go to realauction.com, you can see a list of different sites that are open that you can buy from. But let's assume that we're not in one of those time periods. If you just research county-held certificates or county-held tax liens, I think that's mostly what they're called in Florida and Arizona. But if you Google that, like let's say you're in Pinal County, Arizona, Google county-held tax liens, Pinal County. It should take you to a really government-looking website, and it'll have like start here, register, and then county-held certificates. And then you just go through that process. You can actually research them there, and you can buy them there, and it's really easy. We do recommend you do research on it and don't just go crazy buying things that you don't know what they are. But that is something that you can do today, and you could research it within an hour easily and pick it up. Now, it might not redeem, and then there's more to that than just that, but that's a great way to start doing it for sure.
And there's also tax deed auctions a lot of the times where you can pay with your credit card as well, or just do the old cash advance and go to the auction. And the other side of this as well is wholesaling. You can absolutely get into wholesaling with just the credit card. How do you do that? If you've never done a wholesale deal, it's pretty straightforward. you'll go online and you'll buy your list of the properties you want to target, whether it's tax lien, out-of-state owners, high equity, over age 65. You would buy that list and then use your credit card to go ahead and send them postcards and direct mail. Or you can be using the credit card to go and buy some bandit signs, put those things out. We did at 100 bandit signs?
Yeah, we wrote 100 of them. Yeah.
What'd that cost?
I think it was like $200 for the signs and then like another 50 for holders.
Do you remember the website?
Oh, that was a weird one. Yellow Letter HQ is one of them.
Yellow Letter HQ is one that we used for bandit signs. Works pretty good. And using your credit card can really get you off the ground and get you into the game. And it's about being creative. If you're at the point right now where you don't really want to risk a lot, then it's kind of a nice little cushion. If you're at the point where you have some money in the bank and you're able to go and play and buy properties for full, or not full price, but use your cash to leverage, then that's out there as well. And a lot of the times, depending on the type of sale and the type of property, if you're going to go and if you're going to use your own money, that's great. We do a mix of we wholesale, and then we also use our own money to fix and flip, and then we also use investors where we split the profits with them 50-50. And we just try and go and really have a nice array of kind of creative options at any given time to help us play this game. And for you watching this, if you want to get into it or go to that next level, you're going to have to definitely get creative, because there's going to be deals coming across your plate that maybe it doesn't work for wholesaling, but if you just had the money to do it, then from there you can definitely make some good money. And Josh is kind of the front man a lot for us on dealing with investors and lining up properties. And Josh, what would you say an investor's looking for? We kind of narrowed this down, but what's kind of, when you're presenting a deal to an investor, how do you do it?
Yeah, and really all the investors are going to be looking for different returns. Some people are okay with 12% per annum, so just 12% in a year, which is pretty chill. You should be able to hit that in real estate. Other people are looking to get, there's been some crazy requests. I know somebody they weren't happy with a 30% return that was done in like 6 months, which would then be 60% annualized. And I think an investor who's been in the game for a while is going to be happy with something in the 10 to 20% range. But I think people that have been in this not very long, they expect something more, and you may need to kind of get them a little bit lower so that they're realistic. But as far as presenting a deal, you want to try to get something 60 to 70% below market value, and then subtract the rehab costs. And that's always going to protect you and get you in a good place. If you're starting to get 71, 72%, and you don't have much of a buffer, let's say 75% of the ARV, and you don't have much of a rehab buffer, that's where you're going to start to get into a place that's going to be uncomfortable. And trust me, it's not a great place to be when you do a whole bunch of work on a fix and flip, only to get to the end and you made maybe let's say 5-10K. And it might have been 3 to 6 months worth of work. So get that stuff, 60 to 70% of ARV, subtract rehab costs, because whatever you get left over at the end is then going to be split between yourself and the investor. Oftentimes it's going to be 50-50, where if they put up the money, then you're going to put up the deal and facilitate getting that process completed to where it's finished and you get the money. So if you get the property at 30% of ARV, take off rehab costs, it should then be, let's say, 30% at the end. If you've got yourself a cushion, split in half, that's 15%. And I think most investors are going to be, happy with 15% if you can do that relatively quickly, under 3 months or 3 to 6 months. But again, you really want to gauge what they feel like or think is an acceptable return. That's a question I'll ask a lot. And then I hear some pretty unrealistic expectations. I'm like, whoa, you're looking for like 75%, in 6 months? That's kind of crazy. It's like, where on earth is that the norm? Because the banks are giving you super low, stock market's super low, a lot of safe investments are super low. So, but 15% is kind of in the sweet spot there, but always ask and see what their expectations are. And again, people that have been in the game for a long time will be more, they'll have a better idea of what's acceptable and what's unrealistic.
Nice. So hope that kind of helps a little bit. If you're feeling kind of stuck or on the fence about getting into real estate, or you don't have enough money, or you want to just kind of go to that next level, there's a lot of creative options out there. We're doing creative options all the time to get ourselves out of jams and pickles that we sometimes end up in. And you're going to come across these as well, because remember, if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And you want it to be a little bit hard, otherwise there wouldn't be an opportunity. Mm-hmm. The nice thing about real estate is it's very linear. It's A plus B often equals just a couple variables. It's not a volatile thing like a stock market or like a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency. Like, you can see the trends in the market, and as long as you can get a good deal, people will still want to go ahead and buy that. So hope this video has helped. Yesterday we mentioned we're doing a live tax deed training trip. We're actually going down to buy a bunch of properties at a tax deed auction. We're looking to buy a whole bunch of properties for 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. And if you're interested in joining us on a live trip, there's a link below. Check that out. We'll tell you where we're going. It's going to be at the end of March. So we got one spot left, and it's only as many people that fit in the van. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on Friday.
Later.